Hello friends, welcome to the .NET Awesome YouTube channel. Today I will show you how to implement event or scheduler calendar in ASP.NET MVC application. We know that modern web application impose ever higher demands on the user interface, right? So if we have to develop an event or scheduler application where user can view and manage their scheduled tasks in a calendar, then how we should develop the application with a good user interface keeping in mind. Here I will show you how we can create an event or scheduler application with a modern user interface using jQuery full calendar plugin. Full calendar is a JavaScript event calendar for displaying events, but it's not a complete solution for event content management. So what we will do here? We will implement this event or scheduler application in two parts, where in the first part I will show you how to display events in a calendar, and then in the next part we will implement CRUD operation for manage event or schedule task for making this tutorial simple and understandable. Let's implement first part, displaying events in full calendar of the tutorial implementing event or scheduler calendar in ASP.NET MVC application. So first of all we need to create a new project. So I will open Visual Studio. I'm using Visual Studio 2015, so you can also open your Visual Studio, and then for create new project I will go to File, New, and then I will click on this project menu. From here I will select ASP.NET Web application under Web, and then here we need to provide our application name, so enter your application name here. Here in my case it's MVC event calendar, okay. And then from this location drop down you can select your location, or you can also browse your location where you want to save your project, and then click on OK button. It will brings up a new dialog window for select ASP.NET Web application template. So from here I will select this empty template, and then here you can see I have checked MVC from add folders and code reference for, okay. So as we are creating MVC application, and then click on OK button. So you can see here all the required references is already added here. After creating the project we have to create a database for our application. As this is a tutorial project, I will add a database in our application here in this app data folder. You can add a new database in your SQL server, or you can use any existing database also. So what I will do for add a new database here in our application, I will go to Solution Explorer, and in the Solution Explorer right click on this app data folder, and then go to add, and then click on this new item. It will brings up another dialog window from where we can select our database type. So we will select SQL Server database under data, and then here we need to enter name. So here in my case I will enter my database.mdf, okay, and then click on add button. You can see here one MDF file is added here inside this app data folder. Double click in this file for open this in a server explorer, and then here we will create one new table. So I will expand this tables node, and right click here in the tables node for add a new table, and click on add new table. We are creating this table for save calendar events, okay. So let me quickly create this table. So here I will provide events, this is our table name, and then I will add some fields here for stored event information. So event ID. I will make this identity. Okay, and then I will add subject. Okay, okay, subject. Now I will add description for save event description information. And I will make this nullable. If you want to store some description, we can, otherwise we can leave it empty. Okay, and then start for save start time of the event, and it's also date time type. I will make this nullable for end time of the event, and then I will add one more column here. It's a theme color. This is for store event color, so user can easily identify the priority event or scheduled tasks on the calendar. And finally I will add one more column, is full day. It's a bit type for store true and false value. So here in this field we will store true if the event is for full day, or otherwise it will be false if it is not for the full day. Okay, so this is our table, and now click on this update button for create this table. Our table is created. Now I will add some information here for show these events on the calendar. So I have written here some information, copy, paste. So you can see here I have added two events here in this event table, one for birthday information, second for meeting information. Okay, this is done. Now I will generate entity data model from the database table in our application for work with the database data. Okay, so here just go to the Solution Explorer and right click on the project name and go to add and click here on the new item, and from the data I will select ADO.NET entity data model, and here we need to provide one name of our model. So here in my case it is my model, and then click on add button. From here I will select EF designer from database because we want to create this in a database approach. So I will select this one, then click next button. From here we can select our database, and also if you want to use existing one, so here you can click here for generate new connection. Okay, and then see this one, save connection string in web.config. In this name the connection string will be saved in web.config file, and this name will be our data context name. Okay, so go to the next button, select entity framework 6.x and click again next. From here we will select our tables. Okay, and then click on finish button. Our data model is created here in our application. Okay, I'm going to close this one. Now here in our application we will add an MVC controller, which is home controller. For adding controller, go to Solution Explorer, and then here right click on the controllers folder, and then go to add, and then click here in the controller. Okay, from here I will select MVC5 controller empty template, and then I will click on this add button. Here I will write home controller. Okay, and click on add button. Our home controller is created. I have renamed it as a home controller because we know that by default in the route config the default controller is home. Okay, so when we will run our application, this controller index action will be executed first. Okay, so this is our default MVC action. So we have successfully created our home controller. You can see here in the MVC action, which is index action, is already added. We will use this action for showing events or scheduled tasks in the calendar. So what I will do now, I will create one view for this index action. So right click inside this index action for add a new view, and then click on this menu add view. From here, this is my view name, you can rename it if you want, and then from this template I will select empty without model. Okay, and this checkbox is checked because I want to use layout page, and then click on add button for add this index view. Okay, we have successfully added the view for the index action of the home controller. Before adding any HTML content here, we will edit a little our layout page. Okay, so I will go to this view, and here you can see in the shared folder there is another view which is our layout view. Okay, so open this one. I will change a little. What I will do here, we will add a render section just after added jQuery reference here after this two line. Okay, so let me add this one, render section. Then we have to provide one name, scripts, and then right is required is false. Okay, this render section allow us to create a placeholder, so we can render content here in this placeholder from any child view. We have done this because we have to add some jQuery code in the index view, and that jQuery code should be after loading jQuery library. So that's the reason we have added this one. I will go back to the index view again, and what we will do here, first of all I will add a div for render the calendar where we will show events from the database. Okay, so here I will add one div with the ID calendar. Okay, and then we have to add required CSS and JS libraries for full calendar. I have given the download link of this required JS or CSS libraries in this video description box, so you can download from this link. Okay, let's add CSS first. This is the link from where we can download required CSS and JS libraries for full calendar. This is https:/fullcalendar.io/download. Okay, you can see here all the CDN references are added. So this two CSS we need to add first. I will copy this one, and here I will add link href equals to this one, and rel should be style sheet. Okay, same way we will add this full calendar.print.css also. So I will copy this one, link href paste equals to style sheet. This is done. Now I will add required JS libraries. Here we will use the render section we have created in our layout view. For use the render section, we have to write section, and then we have to provide the name. So let me see what name I have given. It is scripts. So here scripts, and then inside this brackets we will declare required JavaScript libraries, and also we can write some our required JavaScript code here. So this section JavaScript code will be rendered here after this to here in this section. Okay, so what I will do here, so here I will add scripts src, and then from here I will select this is full calendar JavaScript library, so I will add it here. And one more thing we need to add here, which is movement.js. This is required for this full calendar library. Okay, so what I will do, so I'll copy this one. This is the CDN link for movement.js library. Okay, I will add here script src .js. Okay, so we have already added all the required CSS and JS libraries. Now here we will write some jQuery code for generate and render events in the calendar. Okay, so what we will do here, we will write a function for generating the calendar for showing events or scheduled tasks. So let's do it. First of all, create your script section, and then document dot query, and inside this function I will write code. Here I will create one function for generate calendar with events data. Okay, so before generating the calendar we should call the destroy method if it is already created, so it will clear the instance. So what I will do here for destroy, this one is our calendar, this is dot full calendar, and here I need to provide the method name, which is destroyed. Okay, so if already we have any instance for the full calendar with in this ID, so it will clear first. Okay, and then we will create the calendar here in this D. Okay, so this element dot full calendar, and here we have to pass some options data. First of all, content height is 400, so the calendar control height should be 400 pixel. Okay, and then default date should be new date, because I want to focus on the current date. Okay, and then time format, this is for showing time format, bracket, this all the options you can get here in the documentation section here of this full calendar website. Okay, now in the header it's provide the option for us to how we want to render the calendar control, like next and previous button, today button, and different type of views. So we can provide here what we want in the left side is we want to first to add previous button, so here prev and then comma, then we want next button, so this is the next, and then I want to show today after a simple space. So this is done for the left side content. In the center of the calendar I want to see the title. Titles means in the middle of this calendar control it will show the month and year, okay, and on the right side I want these buttons, month view button, then basic week button, then basic day button, and then I want to add agenda button. Okay, so this is our header section. I want to add two more things here. Event limit is true. This is for showing plus button when multiple events are there in a single container and it's not fit in the container, so it will show one plus sign. So when we will click on the plus sign it will show all the events of that cell. Okay, we can also define default event color. With this event color option, and I want to add this color as default event color. And one more most important thing is events. What event I want to render here? Events should be this events what we will pass as a parameter. Okay, now we have to call the function for generating a calendar for showing events, but before calling the function we should fetch events from the database, right? And for this I will write code for Ajax call here. So what I will do here, dot Ajax, here I will call for fetch data from database. So the type will be get method I will use for fetch data, and then we have to provide URL, URL, so it should be home get events. Okay, then I will write one success method. So here we will get back one object containing events from database. Let me declare one variable here, var events equal to $1, and then $.h here is index and b is the value. I'm doing for loop with this data, and then inside this for loop I will create object for this event. Okay, so events dot push, what we need to do is we need to create one object to push in this events array. So here what I need to do is we need to add title. I want to show subject information here, and then I will add description. Then I have to add start, date time. This is moment v dot start. I have to add and as this field is nullable, so what I will do here, I will check before assigning value. If not equals to null, then only I will assign this value moment v dot end, otherwise it will be null. Okay, then color, here we will add v dot theme color. This is our database field name, and finally I will add one more thing, all day is v dot is full day. So this is done. What we have done here, we fetch information from database and then we create one array object, and here we push data from database to this object. Okay, we have created one object here, and then we will call this method for generate the calendar and display the event information in the calendar. After this for loop, we will call this method generate calendar with this event object. Okay, now this is done, and if it is not success, so I will give one error message so we can understand this Ajax call is failed. Okay, you can see here in this Ajax call we have used one URL for fetching event data, but till now we have not written the action for this URL. Let's add it. So where I need to add this one, in the home controller, you can see here. So I will go back to the home controller, and here JSON result, and the name should be get events, and here what I will do, I will fetch data from our database and return as a JSON result. Okay, so here using this my database entities is our data context name, what is we have to do in the state. Here my database entities is our data context name. You can see here this is generated when we have added entity model in our application. So this is our data context name. We need to create this data context object for access data from database. Here events etc dot events dot to list. This is done. Now from here I will return new JSON result, and the data I will pass events, and JSON request viewer is equal to allocate. This is good. So this action is also done. So we are ready to run the application, and let's run the application for check everything is working perfectly fine or not. So I'm going to run this application. You can see here 2 events is rendered, but it should be with background color green and red. One second, let me check this one first. Okay, one mistake I have done here, which is I have to add media is print. Okay, let me refresh this page again. Now it's showing perfectly fine. You can see here two events is showing here in this calendar, this is for per day, and this is for meeting. But notice here one thing, this is not showing properly, so we should have some way to display this information properly, and as well as the description what we have added, right? So for these things we can do one thing, we can add model pop-up. So whenever we will click on this events, it will open the model pop-up and display the content of this event. Okay, so let's do it quickly. So for this, what I will do, I will add one model pop-up HTML here, as we are using Bootstrap. So I will write model pop-up for Bootstrap. So here I will add one div with ID my model, and class should be Bootstrap class model, and thread and role should be dialog. Inside this div I will add one another div, class model dialog. I need to add one more div with class model content. Then I will add div for model header, and then one another div for model body, and the last one is for model footer. Okay, what we will show in the header, we will show one close button. So button type button, class is close, data dismiss model, and here we will show one times x, this one, and we will show model title also. So in the class it should be model title, and here we will show the event subject. Okay, so let me add one span with ID event title, and in the body we will add one p tag with the ID details. Here I will show the event information like for start time, end time, description, this information. And at the footer I will add one more button for close. For quick I will copy this one, paste here, and class should be btn default, and here the text should be close. This is done. So this is our model dialog. Now for showing information here in this model dialog, what I need to do, I need to update this calendar, full calendar. Here I will add one more event, which is event click. This function will be called when we will click on any event. Here we will pass 3 value, which is the default value of this event. Cal event is the first parameter, js event is the second parameter, and third is view. So what I will do here, first of all, I will my model. Okay, let me see this one once. Here in this ID I will show the subject of the selected event. So inside my model, what I will do here, I will do this one dot text is event dot title. So this way we can show title in the model title placeholder. For the description, I will create one variable here, description. I'll create one div element, div, and here what I will do in the description dot append method, I will append one p tag for show start or end date. Okay, this is our p tag. Dot html is, sorry, should be html. Start plus event dot start dot format, and here we have to provide the format which we want to display the date for. What I will do here, dd m y and then space, then hour, minute, then am or pm. So this is for start. So I will do the same if the end date is not empty. So calendar dot end is not equals to null, then we can add this one again. Okay, this is also done. And finally we will add description in this description box. So here description, I don't need this one, description. Okay, so this is also done. So where I will show this information, I will show this information here in this key details. So what I will do here, hash my model hash p tag. First of all, I will clear it, and then I will add this HTML of description. Okay, so this is done. Oh, sorry, this is wrong spelling. Description. Okay, now this is okay, and then I will call this dot model for open the model dialog window. Okay, so let's refresh our browser and see everything is working fine or not. I'll go here, Control F5 for refresh this page, and now if I click on this, you can see it's showing the start, and as there is no description, it's not showing any description, start date, end date, but title is not showing. Let me check this one. I have done some mistakes, I think. Okay, I have done one spelling mistake. Now it's okay. Now let me see. I'm going to refresh the browser again. It's loaded. Now if I click here, you can see now it's showing the title also, and start date, end date, and also the description. And if I click close button, it's closed. So this is working perfectly fine now. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. And view the next video where we will implement CRUD operation for manage event or schedule task in the calendar. I will provide the next part video link of this tutorial in this video description box, or you can subscribe my channel for getting notification whenever we will upload any video. Thank you. Have a nice day.